And for those of you tuning in here with us, the police are now going to be giving an update here where 3 children were unresponsive. Police called out to that scene. None were transported to the hospital. Let's listen in live here with News Now and Facebook Live.
Okay. Everybody good? Yeah. Okay. Sergeant Mercedes Fortune, Public Affairs Sergeant with the Phoenix Police Department. Tonight, just about 7:30 this evening, officers responded to a residence in the area of 24th Street and Vineyard, which is just south of Southern. Reference an unknown trouble call. Those type of calls typically result in something that we don't know at that moment. We're trying to gather information about what that person's calling the police about. So when officers arrived, they were met by 3 adults at the residence. Once they went inside, they realized that there were 3 young children that were unresponsive. Officers did do CPR on the infants, and unfortunately they were unsuccessful. Fire personnel also arrived, and once they also gave them first aid, they pronounced the 3 young children deceased at the residence. At this moment, we do have the mom, the dad, and another relative in police with police officers. They are in the process of being interviewed. It is too early to determine what the cause of death of the children are. I can tell you that there is no obvious trauma to the children. Once this investigation is completed, as you know, the medical examiner will actually have to do the examination of the 3 bodies. Until then, we won't know what the cause of death is.
Can you confirm the approximate ages or give me the exact ages of the 3 children?
Absolutely. So we have a 3-year-old male child, a 2-year-old female child, and a 7-month-old female child.
Where in the house were they found?
They were found in the front of the house, inside the residence. I can't tell you if there was an exact room, but as soon as the officer entered, the children were there.
Are you able to share what the family has told officers occurred tonight?
There's nothing been shared with us right now. We could tell you that they were saying that the children were either ill earlier, and that that's the extent of what they've shared with us so far.
Who called police?
It was a relative.
That lives inside the house?
Yes. I can tell you guys that this is probably one of the most difficult calls that our officers and fire personnel respond to. It's the most difficult part to see children who are the most innocent that have obviously lost their lives. So it's very difficult, and we're trying to determine why this occurred. And those are the questions that we're going to hopefully get answers to when investigators speak to the family.
So the children were sick earlier in the night?
That's what we were told.
Is there any way you thought they were sick from?
No. Again, those are the questions that we're going to be asking her as this investigation continues.
Mercedes, fire was dispatched here based upon a drowning call. Who stated that it was a drowning?
I don't know how that call came in as a drowning call. I could tell you that for us, for police, it came in as an unknown trouble call.
Are you treating this as a homicide?
Right now, it's too early to tell. It's way too early in the investigation. Once again, we have to go through the interview process. Our investigators need to speak to the people involved and to everyone that was inside that residence, and we're going to have to wait for the medical examiner as well.
Sergeant, could you clarify, we've also heard from neighbors that this might be a business as well. Does it double as a home and a business? I mean, what is on this property?
I can tell you that it does look like that. It looks like it's landscaping of some sort. There's other vehicles in that property.
Would you call the conditions here suspicious?
You know, anytime you have 3 children, right, that are deceased, you know, you have to understand. We have to work our way through what that process means and why that happened. And so, in that aspect, it's suspicious. Again, I just cannot tell you how, but we're going to work through that and hopefully get some answers to that.
How many cars are you taking out tonight?
There's some trucks, commercial trucks. To your point, there's like either landscaping equipment back there.
Did they indeed live in? Can you describe it? Was it a trailer? Was it a home? Could you describe where the children were found? Because we have been
They were inside a residence.
Was it a brick and mortar structure, or was it one of the trailers on the property?
You know what? I have not looked at it completely to tell you where or how that residence is built. I could tell you it's definitely a residence. It's not a business.
And did you say the children were inside or outside of the home?
They were inside the residence when officers arrived.
Were they in like the living room, or what area of the home were they in?
I knew that as soon as officers arrived, they were able to go directly to the children.
Do you know how long the children were unresponsive for?
I don't know that.
Do you know the emotional state of the parents? How were the parents? Were they upset or was their state?
I don't know that.
Sergeant, did any of the family members report that they gave the children anything due to them being sick or otherwise?
You know what? As that's one of the questions that is going to be asked. I don't know that answer yet. You could expect updates later on. I will provide them through an email process. For now, that's the only information I have.
Any idea how long you guys will be out here?
We're going to be out here for a few hours.
And to reiterate, family members are being questioned by police at this point. They're not being considered persons of interest.
Absolutely, right? We're very early on. We're an hour or so into the investigation, and that's still trying to determine, controlling the scene, obviously making sure that we have everything that we need in place, making sure that evidence is being protected. And so the interviews is part of that process, so it's still too early.
Have you spoken to your first responders, your first officers on scene? How are they doing?
Again, that's one of the most difficult things that officers have to go through. Our employee assistance unit is here today. They are speaking to officers, and they're here to support them as well. And so it's one of those difficult calls. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can you spell your last name for me?
Fortune, Fortune.
Fortune, just like how it sounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so there we just heard from police again at this sad scene here tonight in South Phoenix where 3 children were pronounced dead. Now, they were called out to this place of residence to check on 3 unresponsive children that were inside of a home here. And again, we are off of 24th Street and Southern Avenue. And we do know now the ages of those 3 children who are all deceased here tonight. There was a 3-year-old male, a 2-year-old female, and a 7-month-old female. So unfortunately, police are going to be on scene here for many more hours here tonight as they continue to conduct their investigation. As we heard from police, they don't know the cause of death yet, but parents did tell them, the 3 adults that were on scene did tell police that the kids were sick earlier in the night. So as you want to stay updated through this story, you can do so with our news channel online. That's fox10phoenix.com. We'll be updating that story online through the evening as we get more information from police.